Hello, beautiful people. In a recent episode, we looked at some acid-base indicators that had fancy names like bromothymol blue and malachite green, and so on. We learned that acid-base indicators change their color based on the pH of the solution that they're in. But how do acid-base indicators work? And can I get my hands on some if I don't have a fancy chem lab or a fancy chemistry budget? We can answer both of those questions in this video with the help of my good friend, turmeric. Acid-base indicators are generally complex molecules that act as weak acids or weak bases, meaning they might have a proton they can donate to a solution that's more basic, or they might be able to accept a proton from a solution that's more acidic. So if you put the molecule into an acidic solution, it will accept the protons from the acidic solution and be in one form, whereas if you put it into a basic solution where there's lots of OHs floating around, it will donate the proton to those OHs to produce some water and then result in a second form, or possibly even a third form. When the protons are given away or accepted, something magical happens inside the molecule. Often the bonding that happens in the molecule shifts a little bit. Maybe a double bond becomes a single bond, or maybe a double bond is formed, or maybe they just move to different places in the molecule. And when that happens, the molecule interacts with light in a slightly different way. We've learned that electrons are a lot like waves. They're kind of like particles and a lot like waves as well. So they interact really well with light. So when the proton is gained or lost, it may reflect a different photon, a different wavelength, a frequency of light, and so we see a different color. Now you might be sitting there thinking, yeah, Mr. Rudolph, that sounds great, but where am I going to get some acid-base indicators? I don't have any malachite green or phenolphthalein floating around. What's really awesome is that you probably have some acid-base indicators in your house right now. For example, turmeric. Turmeric is a ground up yellow powder which comes from the rhizome of a curcumin plant. There are several varieties of curcumin plants that live all over Asia, and people harvest the rhizomes, the little roots underneath, and they grind them up into a powder, and you can find it in your spice rack. Curcumin is a neat looking molecule that has two forms, a keto form and an enol form. In the keto form, it has two double bonded oxygens near the middle, which are ketone functional groups. And in the enol form, you have a ketone group next to an alcohol group. If you put curcumin into a solution that is acidic, it moves toward the keto form, which is yellow. And if you move it into a solution that is more basic, it moves toward the enol form. Along the way, you get a slight shift in the double bonding in the middle of the molecule, shifting its color from yellow to red. Turmeric isn't the only acid-base indicator you probably have in your kitchen. I just did something new I've never done before. I brought in some strawberries and some blueberries. Strawberries and blueberries and other fruits and vegetables all contain a compound called cyanidin. And cyanidin, again, is a complex molecule that can either donate a proton or accept a proton. When the pH is low, the cyanidin turns more of a red color, and when the pH is higher, it turns more of a purple color. I was able to take some strawberries and mash them up really good, which is an awesome experience, and I did the same with the blueberries. I actually tried to filter the solution, but it didn't really go through the filter paper that well. It was very thick and viscous, so I ended up just decanting it. Once I had my solutions of strawberry juice and blueberry juice, I added sodium hydroxide to the strawberry juice to turn it purple. And I added hydrochloric acid to the blueberry juice to turn it back to red. Just for fun, the process can be reversed, turning the blueberry juice back to purple and the strawberry juice back to red. And that's not all. There are lots and lots of fruits and vegetables and flowers that have colorful compounds in them that will change their colors when you change the pH. I hope you found this helpful and interesting. If you have any questions, you can send them to me. And in the meantime, happy studying and have a great day.